Welcome to Friends and Fiction. 4 New York Times bestselling authors, endless stories. Novelists Mary Kay Andrews, Kristen Harmel, Christy Woodson Harvey, and Patty Callahan Henry are 4 longtime friends with more than 70 published books between them. Together, they host Friends and Fiction, with author interviews and fascinating insider talk about publishing and writing, to highlight and support independent bookstores. They discuss the books they've written, the books they're reading now, and the art of storytelling. If you love books and you're curious about the writing world, you're in the right place.
Hello, Friends and Fiction family from the most beautiful beach day. Speaking of beaches, we have a very special Best of Friends and Fiction episode tonight featuring everyone's favorite, Emily Henry. On this episode, she talks about her hilarious, wonderful book, Funny Story. And this is one of those episodes that just really stuck with me. She told a hilarious story about her time at Taco Bell, her dream to work at a wolf sanctuary when she was a child. It's a totally unforgettable episode. So whether you're watching it for the first time or as a rerun, we hope you enjoy it as much as we do. And I also wanted to tell you, I have since read her fantastic book, Great Big Beautiful Life, which I'm sure a lot of you have too. It's all the things you love about Emily Henry, that classic beachy feel, a great romance, fun, quirky characters with the addition of a little bit of historical fiction. And I absolutely loved it. So I hope you pick it up that you do too. Thanks as always for being here with us on Friends and Fiction, and we hope you enjoyed the episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friends and Fiction Show. I'm Christy Woodson Harvey.
I'm Patty Callahan Henry.
I'm Kristen Harmel.
I knew that was going to happen. Yep. I knew it. Darn it. I'm Mary Kay Andrews.
And this is Friends and Fiction, 4 New York Times bestselling authors, endless stories to support indie bookstores, authors, and librarians. On this week's show, we are thrilled to welcome our featured author for the month of April, #1 bestselling phenom Emily Henry, to discuss her new novel, our pick of the month for April, Funny Story. The book is set to be released on April 23rd, and we are so excited to speak with Emily.
But first, we have just a quick reminder to check out all the fun things going on in our Friends and Fiction community at friendsandfiction.com. There you'll find our show schedule, details on upcoming in-person events, and links to our bookshop.org page, to the Friends and Fiction official book club with Brenda and Lisa, to our merch store, to our book subscription box, and to our weekly email newsletter sign up. In other words, if you want to know more about anything Friends and Fiction offers, and we offer a lot, be sure to check out friendsandfiction.com.
And speaking of things we offer, don't forget about our 2024 Friends and Fiction book subscription box. And I know you want to know because you DM us, you write us, and you're like, where's the subscription box? Well, it is here and it is going fast. As you may know, both Mary Kay and Christy have brand new hardcovers out this summer. If you order the signed book bundle from our friends at Oxford Exchange, you'll get hand-signed, and I have been watching them hand-sign these, you guys, boxes and boxes, first editions of both books as soon as they're released, and a really cool Friends and Fiction swag, all for $60, which is a steal. And you can even add on the new paperbacks of The Secret Book of Flora Lee and Kristen's The Paris Daughter, and those will come signed as well.
Yeah, you know, it really is a great deal. And Oxford Exchange, they're just awesome. Like, we've all had great events there. The people there are great. And the boxes that they send you arrive wrapped like presents. Like it is like getting a gift in the mail. And honestly, you are getting a gift in the mail because Mary Kay's book is amazing. Christy's book is amazing. It is something to celebrate, but Oxford Exchange makes it really, really feel that way. So remember that Mary Kay's new novel, Summers at the Saint, comes out in just 3 weeks on May 7th. And Christy's latest, A Happier Life, will be out, June 25th. If you love to read, you are really in for a great summer with these 2 releases. And Christy, I think you had some fun info that you wanted to share with our viewers tonight.
Yes. So with just a little more than 2 months until the release of A Happier Life, I wanted to share my fun pre-order freebies with everyone. So when you order your copy of A Happier Life from your bookstore of choice, there is a little pre-order freebie form that is, it's on my website. It's pinned to the top of the Friends and Fiction Facebook page and my Facebook page, but you get a signed bookmark and a signed book plate and this cute metal "Reading is a Secret to a Happier Life" bookmark. And this adorable print that a painting that my artist friend Jeannie McKay Hartman did of Salt, my child.
That's you when you first wake up. That's right.
I haven't done my hair. But Salt is a really integral part of this novel. So anyway, you can find all that information pinned to my Facebook page or Friends and Fiction. And I'm so grateful for your support and so thrilled to share this new book with all of you so soon.
And do not forget our big in-person Friends and Fiction live event happening May 5th in Neptune Beach, Florida. The four of us, plus Meg and Ron and Sean, the AV boy. Yes, you will get to meet him in person. We'll all gather to celebrate the launch of Somerset the Saint at 3 p.m. on Sunday, Cinco de Mayo. So get your tickets before they sell out and come help celebrate my new book because it's going to be mucho funno.
Best Sunday fun day ever.
Yeah.
So
mucho funno.
before we bring
I'm
on
bilingual. You probably didn't know that.
you're really good. Before we bring on our amazing guests, we could not let tonight pass without acknowledging that this week marks 4 years since we started this little experiment called Friends and Fiction.
My goodness.
Our first show ever was broadcast on April 15th, 2020. And I had saved this bottle to pop on the air and it popped itself backstage. Unfortunately, it lost its facial parts. So that was good. But
I'm glad you don't have a bloody nose for this show.
Yeah. And you still have
really
both
bad.
eyes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary. It went so far, it shot all the way up, hit the ceiling, and then fell on the floor. It's very scary. Anyway, we want to raise a glass to how far we've come. Maybe not in our champagne opening skills. And we want to raise a glass to all of you, this incredible community of devoted readers who have always been and will always be at the heart of this operation. So cheers to all of you.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Happy
To
anniversary.
that first show where we were like, I wonder if we should do this.
Yeah. Wonder what that would be like.
I wonder if
I'm
I should
really-
put on real clothes. No, I'll
I'm really
stay.
sad seeing
Same with
your
me.
champagne flutes because mine got broken.
No.
Sad.
Christy got us these champagne flutes. What, for our first anniversary?
Yeah, say Friends and
Oh my
Fiction.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Mine is up on my bookshelf. Where did it go?
They're Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're Tiffany chicks.
Y'all
We're
are
fancy. We're fancy like that.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
All right. Well, man, what a 4 years it's been. And what a night it's going to be tonight. We have quite a show in store. So let's say hello to our friend and our April featured author of the month, Emily Henry.
Is she here?
No, you're doing
I have to, Emily is the I've only had a sip of champagne. Emily is the #1 New York Times and #1 Sunday Times bestselling author of several novels, including Happy Place, Book Lovers, People We Meet on Vacation, and Beach Read.
She studied creative writing at Hope College and now spends most of her time in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the part of Kentucky just beneath it.
According to Bustle, when romance novelist Emily Henry releases a new book, it's nothing short of a literary event. Her new novel, Funny Story, is set to be released next week, and Publishers Weekly says it is an equally poignant and charming tale of love after loss.
It really is. Sean, can you bring Emily on?
Hi.
So Mary Kay, yes, Emily's here.
We're so excited to have you back on Friends and Fiction. Thank you for joining us and celebrating this amazing new novel. We are so thrilled that it is our pick of the month, and we can't wait for everyone out there to read it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and on your 4-year anniversary week, no less. What an honor.
It's crazy. All right. Well, Emily, let's get started. I just absolutely loved this book. So Funny Story, for those of you who don't know what it's about yet, is about a fantastic librarian named Daphne, whose fiance Peter breaks up with her for his best friend. Daphne finds herself unceremoniously tossed out and having to move in with Petra. Is it Petra? Is that how you say her name?
Petra is who, Peter's living.
I just want to make sure that I was saying it right. Yes, Petra.
Oh,
yes, I have read the book. I do.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yes,
that would have been fun too.
Yeah, with Petra's ex-fiance Miles. The two basically ignore each other, and Daphne is counting down the days until she can move out of town. Until they bond over their grief, and in a drunken move, Daphne RSVPs yes to her ex's wedding, citing that her +1 will be, drumroll please, her new boyfriend, drumroll please, Miles. So their relationship is just for show, of course. Isn't it?
Of course. Yeah.
So that's a little bit about what the book is about. So can you maybe tell us a little more, or just tell us what the book is really about?
Yeah, that's so fun. That's one thing that's so great about doing events with other authors is that, it's like there's the thing that the book is, and then there's what it really is about. And to me, what it's really about is the fact that so often the things that go really wrong in our lives, or the paths that we didn't plan to be on and find ourselves on, usually end up like leading to some of the most beautiful and special people and experiences that you have in life. And I also think that a lot of times the things that go really wrong end up making the funniest stories. I feel like, I don't know about you all, but like with my friends, we love to talk about each other's exes and talk about like the funniest breakups we had, the worst first dates. It's sort of like, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's what makes something funny, is when something goes wrong in a surprising way. And so I had just come off of Happy Place, and that, despite its title, was a much heavier book. And for some reason, this book that sounds like it should be more emotional because it's two people who are reeling from having their hearts broken, I just knew that it would be funny. From the very beginning, I was like, oh, it's just like breakups are funny. They're terrible, but they're funny. New relationships are funny. Like things going wrong is funny.
And this book is funny. Like I laughed out loud like every few pages. It's really, really funny. It's really funny.
I appreciate it.
The name implies.
Right. Well, and I know that like after Happy Place, a lot of my readers were sort of like, okay, it's called Funny Story, so probably it's brutally depressing. I was like, no, this one really is a funny story. It really is quite literally a funny story.
Well, I wanted to tell everyone out there tonight, I just want to remind you guys, we will be taking live questions for Emily later. So if you have a live question, be sure to drop that on the page, and our lovely Meg Walker will drop some questions in the chat, and we'll get to those in just a little bit.
But I get to ask my question first.
Patty gets to ask her
because I love to talk about where books come from. So when you were working on this book, you wrote to your readers, "Funny Story is my personal breath of fresh air." And to quote the great American poet, Taylor Allison Swift, "It was the breeze on my hair, in my hair on the weekend." This is a book about how so many, like you just said, of the best parts of life only happen after everything has just gone to shit. So how the best days are often the ones you didn't plan, and the best stories are sometimes the one you didn't used to be able to tell without crying. So you sum this book up so very well, and I love knowing where stories come from. But is there a way you can kind of, even not thematically, but kind of pinpoint the seed of the very first origin of the story where you thought, I want to write about it?
Well, there are a couple, like I always feel like even if you don't make the literal serial killer corkboard, that's still how books end up getting made. It's like all the different things that you're obsessed with or fixated on or thinking about, and then they all come together and they make the book that only those things could make.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
Feel like a lot of times, because I've been writing the same genre now for however 5 books, 4 whatever, however many, I've lost count. I feel like a lot of times my books are sort of responses to themselves. And so my second book, People We Meet on Vacation, was about 2 best friends who have this 12-year-long friendship and fall in love with each other over that course of time and kind of have to wrestle with what that means for their friendship and all of that. But I did feel bad because in that book, there is the male love interest has an on and off serious girlfriend for most of the book. And I always kind of wondered, like, what happens to her? And Daphne, in Funny Story, is not that character. They're very different, but there are some similarities between the two of them. And so I think as soon as I wrote that, like, best friends to lovers story, I knew that there was going to be a story someday about the woman who gets dumped, about the woman who's had to watch her boyfriend insist that he's just friends with this person for years. And now she's like the love of his life, and they're together and they're going to get married and be happy and have babies and all of that. So I knew it would be fun to play with that flip side. And I also feel like I really like to approach my writing so that nobody's a villain, even if people are doing bad things. I like to see those as like full characters. And so even Peter and Petra, like in this book, the two exes who are now together, you know, like you probably are going to get really frustrated with them, but they have their own lives going on. They're figuring out their own stuff. They didn't set out to hurt these people, but they have hurt them. And yeah, so I think that was part of it. And that had been kind of percolating in my mind for a couple of years. And then I just had this image of an apartment, a tiny apartment stuffed with wedding stuff for a wedding that wasn't going to happen.
Ooh.
And so that was kind of like when the book became a book. Yeah.
Awesome. So I just love that a book grew out of a book, because I think it happened to all of us, and not a sequel, not even using the same characters, but like the seed of something we didn't use in the previous book. Like, I'm going to take it over here.
Yeah.
And this can be something entirely different. I love that.
I love when that happens.
Yeah. So Emily, the fake dating trope is so much fun to read on the page, and you take us on quite the adventure with quiet, somewhat socially awkward Daphne and winery bartender Miles. What inspired these characters?
Ooh, well, I don't know about you guys, but I do feel like for almost every main character that I write, I'm taking some piece of myself and then building a full separate person around that kind of. And with Daphne specifically, I think she has this, like, even though she's quiet and reserved, she also has this sort of she's got sort of sharp edges or like rough corners or something. And she's got this really close relationship with her mom, but they moved around a lot growing up. And so her relationships with like her peers have not usually been that deep. She hasn't had those super, super close friendships. Her mom is sort of like her one person. And because she has this, you know, private language sort of with her mom, like the way that they joke, the way that they laugh and connect, that isn't something that necessarily translates. You know, when you feel socially awkward and you try and make a joke and nobody knows you're joking, and so you have to just kind of like let the moment go. I have a lot of that happen in my life. So Daphne sort of got built around that whole concept of like, nobody knows when you're like just feeling like nobody totally gets you, and you're not totally sure how to get to the other side of that to make friends. And I think, you know, it's so hard to make friends as an adult. It's so hard. And that's a huge part of this book too, because for Daphne, you know, she had built so much of her life around this romantic relationship. So if that romantic relationship collapses, there go like all of her friends that she was hanging out with, like the couples that they would vacation with. There go all of the favorite restaurants that she's not going to want to go to anymore. And she's like living in his hometown. So she's starting over from scratch. And that is so scary. And I've seen, just like being in my 30s and knowing how hard it is to make new friends. That was something I was really excited to write about, because I think it's something that we can all relate to. Like it is so, like for some reason as a kid, you know, up through college, you get kind of thrown together with people and you find common ground. But as an adult, it's just so much harder.
Yeah, I think we've all moved. We've all, four of us, I think, moved as adults to new places and found the struggle. I mean, Patty did it. I did it. Christy's done it. Kristen has done it.
Oh my gosh. It's so hard. It's so hard.
We totally get your humor, so you can call us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice to be understood. Daphne would be happy.
Yeah. It's hard to find someone to go to lunch with.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know. And I think like the other thing is, So Daphne is, I believe, I could be misremembering, but I think she's 33. And there are a couple of side characters who get kind of pulled in, who are the people she's building friendships with other than Miles. And one of them is a 23-year-old woman, and one of them is a 43-year-old woman. And that was a lot of fun to write too, because like, it's just something that I've really enjoyed in my own life as I get older and I feel less like, oh, I'm the kid and those are the adults. It's so great to get to know people who are like not in your exact generation and see what they can bring into your life and bring out of you that you didn't even know was there. And I just thought that was so fun to get to take these three people in slightly different, eras of their lives, but all of them feel like lost and like, I'm not doing it right. I'm a mess. And to just build the camaraderie around that was really fun.
I love that. Age feels so important when we're younger, but I think feeling that we have these things in common can bring us together when we're older. Like the four of us are the best of friends, but we're all different ages. I mean, when we started
generations.
Yeah. It's great when that works out though. So, okay, Emily, it is not a secret that we here on Friends and Fiction love libraries and librarians. I mean, really, who wouldn't, right? So we were so excited when we realized that Daphne was a librarian and a children's librarian at that. So can you talk to us a little bit about what sort of research you did to make her character come to life?
Yes. Okay. I was so relieved when the early librarian responses were rolling in and they were positive because, anytime you write about a career that isn't your own or a family dynamic that isn't your own, a city that isn't your own, there is that paranoia, like I'm not going to get it right. But I was lucky to have two very close friends who aren't like literal librarians, but they work in a library. And, so they were like my direct line. And I told them, I kind of want to hear about like the funniest, weirdest things that happen at your job, because they would always tell me these things anyway. But I told them, like, for my book, I want you to text me. And it's amazing because they still do. Like the book is done, it's wrapped up, but they know that I want to hear these things. And there were a lot of things that couldn't make it into the book. But I think that the stories that they would tell really illustrate why libraries are so important, because the thing about a library is it's all different kinds of people from all different kinds of walks of life, and they're all welcome there. And, like even the like people who are going to rip a computer out of the wall because they got frustrated and throw it, like they're going to probably get a temporary ban, because the library's whole goal is to really be a safe space for anyone who needs it. And I mean, quite frankly, they need a lot more funding, and it'd be good if they had some more, they need more help than they get. But the fact that there are people out there who for very little money are willing to work in these kind of intense situations a lot of times. Like the stories are not all funny. I only use the funny ones for the book, but it really is like the epicenter of society. It really is like, and you guys, you're passionate about libraries. I'm passionate about libraries. I often say that I like kind of can't believe that America still has them because we're so like hesitant to like pay for anything that isn't like specifically for us. And libraries are just, I don't know, they belong to everyone, and they're so important to me.
They're sanctuaries.
They're sanctuaries. They're everything. Yeah. I mean, there's social services that are run through libraries. There's like, people who the only like human interaction they're getting is at the library, and like weird kooky things happen, but it's just humanity. It's the best and worst. It's everything. And I think that's like so beautiful, but also you get to hear funny stories about like one of my friend's favorite, what do they call them? Patrons. One of her favorite patrons really does always like bring wild animals into the library. He has this soft heart, and he'll find a like injured bird and he'll bring it into the library, and they have to be like, okay, well, you actually can't have him in here, but we'll help. Do you want us to call someone, call a veterinarian for you, whatever. It's just very, it's sweet. It's sweet. I love libraries. That's all.
Well, that actually leads perfectly to one of the live questions that we spotted that came in from Carrie Soderman, who said, did libraries and librarians contribute to your love of reading and writing?
For sure. I remember, I don't know what library it was, but I have a very clear image in my head of the first time I went to a library. Or the first time I remember, I guess. I probably went when I was younger. But once I could actually read, I remember going on a school field trip where they took us all in probably first grade to get library cards. And I was stacking up books and I was like, well, what's the limit? And they were like, well, there's no limit. You can take out as many books as you want. And I was like, wait, what? Like, could not believe it. It felt so magical then. And that's why I'm saying it blows my mind that we still have access to this beautiful, pure thing that's just so unselfish and so just good at its core. The idea that if you want information, it's there for you. If you want stories, they're there for you. You might have to wait several months to get the book that you're really excited about. But yeah, I just think that's so, I remember being mind blown. And then I was totally a library kid growing up. My parents were voracious readers. And so we were really not like books as keepsake people. It was like the content is what matters. The books are just what holds the story. And yeah. And so now I'm really still not precious about my books. And I think the way that I handle them probably would really upset some people, but I'm just not, I'm like break the spine, face down, dog ear the page, all of that, because in my mind, I'm like, well, the book is just a little house for the story. I don't know.
I love that. A little house for the story.
Well, and I feel like when you're a kid getting library books, all of them have like schmutz on them. They're already in such bad shape that you're just like, what am I going to treat this? Like it's a tiara, like it's falling apart. So that probably, I don't know. Maybe some of it was that.
Yeah, all we have to do is keep libraries going and keep censors away from them.
Yeah, exactly. Let information be free and available.
Yeah, definitely. All of our publishers, by the way, have joined in a lawsuit.
Amazing.
Yeah. For against, is it Utah or which state is it that's being so heavy-handed with censorship?
Probably Utah. I mean, there's several, but I'm sure Utah is at the top of the list. Yeah.
Okay, on to something more fun.
Yeah.
Funner. Some of the most charming and disarming scenes in this book come when Miles is trying to soothe himself from this breakup. He watches Bridget Jones' Diary. He listens to the soundtrack from A Star Is Born.
I love it.
It's so spot on, and we have to know, Emily, what are your favorite had a bad day media vices?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, I think it's reality TV, which is like the viciest of vices.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like I've only recently begun to understand my love for reality TV. Before, it's always been like, I don't know, it's toxic, but I love it. But there's something so amazing about watching people who have no qualms just screaming at each other. Because you're like, I would never in my like wildest dreams would I be able to do that. And to just watch people whose like livelihood kind of depends on them being willing to confront each other over every single thing in their lives. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. So I there's something to me that's like medicinal about it.
I love that.
Okay, now as a follow-up, which of your own reads would you recommend readers pour themselves into to mend a broken heart?
Ooh, okay. So it really depends. If you like that cathartic, cry really hard, feel all of the feelings, and probably Happy Place would be the one that's like, although it might make you get back together with someone that you don't want to. So it really depends. If you know that you should not get back together with your ex, do not read Happy Place. If you're having a different kind of broken heart, that would be a good one. I think Funny Story is actually the perfect read for if you just want something that's going to lift you out of the pit of despair a little bit and hopefully give you some hope and mend a broken heart.
Oh, I love that. Well, I just have to say, our friend Barbara Wojcik says that the wait list for Funny Story at her library is already at 675 people. That's a comment she just posted. 675, Emily.
I hope they're gonna buy a lot of copies. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, they might need to get a few more.
I mean,
my gosh.
That's like unheard of. That is incredible. Okay, so going to the live questions, we have one from Dallas Strawn, also a friend of ours, who says, what is Emily's favorite romance trope to write? And is it different from her personal favorite to read?
Ooh, that's so good. Okay, that actually, it might be different. I love like a marriage of convenience. I think that's really hard to pull off in a contemporary setting, but in historical, it's just like chef's kiss every time. My favorite to write is Enemies to Lovers because I think it's the easiest, because it's so much easier to create tension when these two people are bickering and dislike things about each other on like a superficial level. Funny story, the reason that this book was so hard to write is because both the characters are like pretty nice, and Miles especially is so nice. Yeah. And I was really excited to write this kind of lovable Labrador Retriever character, but it's really hard to create a plot and a conflict when people are just nice and like each other. So like that friends to lovers, I think, is way harder to write than like an enemies or rivals to lovers.
You did a really good job of like drawing it out at the beginning, though, I think.
Thank you. I mean, there was a lot of...
You don't really know how nice Miles is.
Yeah, you don't. That's true. Yeah. I mean, there were also like 7 drafts of this book. So
really?
Yeah. So
well, that makes all of us feel so
much
better.
Yeah. I took every second. This was like the bumping of deadlines upon deadlines. It was like last second straight to the printer situation.
Yeah, I know that world.
Yeah, yes. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, I actually told my editor last time. So when I was writing Funny Story, the whole time I was telling myself, you've got this. It always works out in the end. Don't worry about it, because you always spend the entire time worrying and then it all works itself out in the end. So that was my approach. And then we get to like when I would normally be done with the book, and it's not done. Like it's not done. And it was like
working out.
It did not all work out. And so I had 1 month that was just sheer panic 24/7. And afterward, my editor and I were like, okay, next time I'm just going to panic lightly the whole time. It's much more sustainable to just be a little bit panicked the whole time. Than
it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It does not make any difference.
It doesn't make any difference.
No.
Either way, the book got done.
We could tell you that, but
no matter what you do, you're going to panic. Yeah. It's just about when you do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair.
One comes in the beginning, the middle, and all three or not. Yeah, but it's going to be there. It's going to show up. Usually at release too, but always at the end. Well, I have written myself into a corner, except for our Kristen, who is an outliner. And then,
but I still screw it up. No, my gosh, no. I'm on the draft I'm on right now. The second draft of this book that should already be in. I've had to like rip apart from scratch despite the outline because it just didn't come together. Same thing. I'm like, the outline always gets me through. I will get there.
And then,
not so much this time.
Do you all feel bad whenever you have like a debut author on, or just talk to a debut author and they're like, so at what point does it get easier? And you're just like,
never.
No. Like, when I woke up with the stress dream sweats 3 months before pub, and it's like, not that I've been doing it so long, but like this is my 11th book. I should not be waking up with the stress dreams, but like it's never gonna end.
Does anyone here have the Goodreads stress dream where it's literally like you're in between sleep and awake and you're reading an imaginary Goodreads review, and then you wake up and are like, was that a real Goodreads review that I read?
No, but thanks. Now I'm going to have it.
I'm so sorry.
To all our unconscious.
I was not going to tell y'all this on air, but mine last night was that I woke up and that my book had gone to print, and then my publisher had decided to change the back cover copy, but like it was not about the book. Like it was like, it had nothing to, I was like, but this isn't my book. And they were like, oh, we're sorry. Like the book's already gone to print. And I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh. And the worst thing is it almost feels like that could happen.
Yeah.
That's why we dream about it.
Yeah, right. We're like, if I just stress myself out now, I'll be prepared if and when that happens.
When it happens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stressing.
Sorry, that's
Stressing
not.
for the actual stress.
Yeah.
That's not how the world works.
Well, didn't we know someone, we won't name names, who they printed her name wrong on the cover?
Yeah, someone who was on our show recently, and they had to move her pub date because
Oh.
her name was spelled incorrectly on her
Oh
cover.
my
Okay, so that's
God.
where your dream came from. my
Yeah,
sweet.
that probably is where it came from.
Yeah.
Probably is. I didn't think of that. Thank you. Okay.
So we alchemize all these crazy scenarios, and then I had a dream the other night where they threw my computer out of the plane. So
That's right.
the plane was too heavy, so they dropped my computer out of
You're
the
like-
belly of it. So,
That sounds like you're like itching for a year off, Patty.
oh God.
Are there any therapists in the audience?
Exactly. That's right.
Rich
Yes.
soil here.
Yeah.
Psychoanalysis going on. Before we go somewhere we shouldn't, I'm going to ask a live question. So Angela Hunker wants to know if you are going to be going on tour.
Ooh, I am not going on tour for this one. I'm doing like a couple of virtual events, which I need to send out to my newsletter. If you follow my newsletter, it's called my grocery list.
Grocery list.
Yes. You can go sign up on my Instagram or on my website, which I think is emilyhenrybooks.com. I want to say, but yeah, so I'm doing a couple of virtual events. I started putting books out during the pandemic. And so I wasn't touring, and now, I could be touring, but so not this time, but I'm working long game on figuring out some really fun stuff to do, hopefully.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have that super cool bookstore drop thing happening.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So
right.
we have a bunch of release parties that are more like for the readers. I won't be at them, but because there were like 217 or something, but it's all throughout a week. So it's really, some are just like stop by any time of day, and some of them are like midnight releases. And we sent out some like very funny and ridiculous things to these stores. So they have some like giveaway stuff and fun like little merchy kinds of things. And also like this game, which I can't promise, if anyone watching goes to one of these, I can't promise that they'll use this game, but they do have a game that like my team and I put together that is ridiculous. So I'm hoping some of them use it.
That is
Yeah.
Put it on air tonight,
awesome.
you guys.
We should have maybe next week.
There you go.
You're like, sorry to our guest.
Yeah, we're sorry to next week's guest. We're actually playing.
Yeah, it's like, did any of you ever see that game? This is not a spoiler because it's our own version, but the game, I think it was in the 80s or 90s, called Heartthrob.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like a play off of Heartthrob.
Okay.
Which,
Well, it's Sally
Yeah.
Hepworth next week, so she'd probably really just be down to
Yeah.
play Emily's
She'd
game.
play
yeah, she's so
perfect.
fun. Yeah.
Okay, so Emily, we have to ask you about this. So last year you achieved something that I think has to be on a lot of bucket lists. You were one of the Time Next 100. So we need to know all about this. I want to know about the memo you found out, and the photo shoots and the parties, and most of all, the clothes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. So when I found out, I was shocked. I was shocked. And you don't know who else is on the list. You don't know, for a while, you don't know like who wrote your little write-up, which later I got to read my write-up, and it was Taylor Jenkins Reid who wrote it. And it was like so beautiful. I actually have a framed copy of it sitting over there waiting to be hung. Yes. So that was like really surreal and wild and weird. And then part of the stipulation of me being on the list was like, but you have to come to the party. And I was like, okay, twist my arm. Also got COVID at that party. So yes, but worth it.
I was going to say, it's probably worth it.
Yes, it was worth it. And it was very mild. But yeah, so it was basically like, I don't remember how long the lead up was, but I knew for quite a while. And so I started looking for clothes to wear. And I started trying to hire a stylist because I was like, I live in Ohio. I don't know how to do this. could not get a stylist to reply to me. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, backup plan, the group chat. So that was that. They were my stylists, and there were a lot of clothes bought and returned after sending pictures to them. And and finally they approved a look. They told me how to do my hair. They sent me samples of how I should ask the makeup artist to do my makeup. They made it easy on me.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a really cool, magical night. It was intense. I had never done like a red carpet, and the very first thing when you walk in is the red carpet, and you can just see the terror in my eyes in every single picture. It's like Getty Images, like just I look like I am maybe going to the bathroom in my dress. Like really genuinely look so afraid and like a little bit
I think
sick.
you look fabulous, and that's completely
Well, thank you.
untrue.
Thank you. No, I mean, the dress did the heavy lifting, but yeah, it was shocking to just be in that environment because it's like they just tell the photographers your name because obviously none of these people know who I am. So they tell them her name's Emily. So then as you're walking, they're just all screaming, Emily, Emily, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here. And I didn't look anywhere. I just froze in terror. And then I also should have realized, but again, from Ohio, nobody goes to things on time. I didn't know that. So I was there on time. So then I get into this huge empty room with like, club lights atmosphere. And I'm looking around and the only other people who are there are the time employees who are all like, they're there with their coworkers. So they're just kind of like hanging out and talking. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? I thought that this would be different. And so for like 15 minutes, I just kind of walked around this room. I was like, I'm not going to get on my phone. I want to stay engaged. And then I decided like the first person who walks in the room alone, I'll just go up and start talking to them. And then this tall, beautiful woman with finger waves and this like painted look jumpsuit walked in the door. I went up and introduced myself, and it turned out that she was, as she calls herself, a heretic economist. And she is fighting the good fight as far as the fact that our inflation right now is like totally manufactured. To go very off topic, she was just explaining to me that our inflation is actually the product of greed right now, and that there isn't a real reason for our inflation. And she's like, everybody in my industry hates me because I'm saying we should change the way that things work. But she was amazing, and she was my buddy for the night, and met so many incredible people. Worst imposter syndrome of my life, but also just a beautiful, beautiful, hopeful night,
That's awesome. What a great experience.
I recommend it. I recommend it. If they tell you to do this, go do it. Just don't show up on time.
I'm just going to nominate myself and see how that goes.
Yeah, I'll nominate you. I'll throw in a vote. Why not?
I remember, this is funny that you said that because I was at the Simon & Schuster had their party. They had a party for the Centennial last week. And I was on time, North Carolina. I was on time. Yeah. And there were a lot of people there when I got there, but there were so many people that I talked to that like walked in late, and they were like, what is happening? The party only started an hour ago. What are all these people doing here? It was like they were just shocked. I'm like, well, it's probably because we're all from like out of town.
Yes, we're not from New York.
We just arrive on time because we're, so podunk that we don't know to arrive.
When this party is 6 p.m.
Yes. Well, and you're like, ooh, thank God it's 6 p.m. That means I could be in jammies by 9:30.
Yeah, they're not even showing up till then.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So great. Well, Emily, if you would stick around, we have one more question for you at the end. But first, a few quick reminders to our listeners and viewers out there. So for all of you watching and listening, we highly encourage you to rush out and buy your copies of Funny Story. The perfect place to do that is in the Friends and Fiction shop on bookshop.org. You'll be getting it at a discount and helping to fund our show, all while supporting our guests and our beloved independent booksellers nationwide.
We also want to remind you to follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook group, which is nearly 250,000 members strong. We are this close to 250,000. Yeah. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to join. Right. When you visit friendsandfiction.com, you can stay abreast of upcoming Friends and Fiction show guests, in-person events, shop our merch store, order our book subscription box, and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, which is chock full of bonus content.
Speaking of bonus content, I just have to say, The interview that we recorded with Emily backstage, you're not going to want to miss it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think I've laughed that hard.
I was going to say, I kept having to touch my cheeks because they were hurting. Like,
It was fire, as my granddaughter would say. It was fire.
And speaking of our newsletter, this week we sent a bonus issue out to all the 14,000 of you on our Substack subscribers for free, in which each one of us talks about our debut novels, how we got our start, what support we've received along the way, how we've paid that forward in our careers, plus some advice for first-time novelists. We also include a roundup of new and noteworthy debut novels that all of us here at Friends in Fiction, Meg and Ron included, wanted to call to your attention. The cherry on top of all of this fun in the newsletter is that we are able to offer an incredible giveaway of all 18 debut novels. Meg will share the link so you can enter to win, or pop over to our Substack for all of the details. And we really hope you'll subscribe while you're there, because you are not going to want to miss Emily's backstage interview or her hilarious Q&A. So you don't get to see those unless you subscribe.
That is true. And while you are subscribing to things that will make your life infinitely better, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can catch all of our back episodes and never miss a thing. We are well over 200 back episodes now. If there's an author you love, we have probably talked to them. You can find that interview there. And when you subscribe to our podcast, you can take our show with you wherever you go.
And I remember, Emily, when we interviewed you last time, because you've been on the show before, is we talked about why you started writing romantic comedies. And so it makes me think about the debut newsletter we just did, because you had such a beautiful story how you wrote that first one solely for yourself. It was all for you. And so we believe that every book changes us a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about that with your last book. Do you think Funny's story changed you at all? Did you learn anything? How did it shift anything in you? I love hearing about this.
Yeah, I love that question. I think you're so right. I feel like as much as we write for our readers, there is something like almost alchemical that happens for us just by making the thing. So even if it never goes any further, it's done something. I'm sure that there are a lot of ways that this book has changed me that I don't even know of yet. But the one thing that comes to mind is I think it's made me want to embrace change, which change has always been so hard for me. I don't like it, but it was just a good reminder that, there's so much unexpected goodness on the other side of any change, and you have to be open to that.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's
so hard to do, though. Change is hard.
It's so hard.
Like you said, then make new friends, but it's how we grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Emily, you have been such an incredible guest, as we knew you would be. Thank you for coming on Friends in Fiction again and for sharing all the behind the scenes scoop on Funny Story. It was such a pleasure speaking with you, and we're just grateful for all that you do, and we love your books, and we know this one's going to be just a huge smashing success, and we can't wait to watch from the sidelines.
I'll cheer you on.
Well, thank you so much. This was an honor. It was as fun as last time, which is really something. You remain kind of like my favorite little book friendship that I just want to infiltrate.
Anytime.
You're in. You're done.
Bring your outfit from the dance party, and you're in.
That's right.
And I'll be there on time.
Ohio time is an hour early.
Yeah, right. Exactly. If not, it's just rude.
Yeah, it is. So everyone be sure to tune in next week when Kristen and I will welcome Sally Hepworth to discuss her upcoming novel, Darling Girls. That show will air on the Friends in Fiction Facebook page and YouTube channel on Wednesday, April 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it will be posted to our podcast for your listening pleasure on Friday, April 26th. Thanks to all of you out there for being with us. We'll see you next time, and hopefully we'll see you right now in just a second in our after show. And we really hope to see you in person in Neptune Beach, Florida in just a few weeks. So good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Good night,
Thanks, Emily.
Good night.
Here's Emily.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. You can join us every week on Facebook or YouTube, where our live show airs on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Instagram. We're so glad you're here.
She is so much fun.
Isn't she?
totally.
Oh my God. It's so real, like so genuine and just a kind person.
She was a great guest.
Yep.
I loved the book too. I really did. It was, I mean, it sounds redundant, but it was so funny. It just
That's awesome.
was funny. They had such a good, I love a good, witty banter in a rom-com, and they just,
She's so good at that, isn't she?
Yeah,
Just
I
she really excels at the witty
but
banter.
she's not wrong that her last book was sadder. It had a different kind of vibe to it, although it was still fun too, and a great group of friends and all that. But anyway.
So wait, I want to say real quick, it hit me when we were toasting to 4 years. That's how long you go to college.
Oh my God.
I thought about that this morning, Patty. I was
We have been like college roommates for 4 years, like the most formative years of your life. Yes.
Okay. And along those lines, because when I was thinking about that this morning, this was the other thing I was thinking. I remember being in college and thinking, you know how you just live in college? You just live. And I remember thinking, I've made more memories in these 4 years, and I've done more things in these 4 years than the rest of my whole life combined. We have made a lot of friends in fiction.
I mean, think about it. Yes.
I mean, all of the events we've done together, all of the amazing guests that we've had.
Yes, all of the planning and the talking and the crying and the laughing and the
text
it's
chains.
like all the Friends in Fiction members are like our college classmates. Like we're the four roomies, and they're like our greater college community. I love it.
Yeah, the text chain when she was talking about she couldn't find a stylist, so she had a text chain going with her girlfriends. I mean, I was texting y'all yesterday about what shoes I should buy to go on book tour.
The perfect segue, because what I really want to ask you about is 3 weeks until Summers at the Saint comes out. 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks.
Well, 2.5 before the launch party.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
I have my copy right here. Excuse me. My hardcover has arrived.
Oh,
Mine
I haven't
is not.
gotten one. I haven't gotten one yet, Mary Kay.
Well,
why is she so special? I don't know.
Because we have to do a special reel for the subscription box. You all will get yours.
Goodbye.
Promises.
Yes, you all will get yours. And hopefully the shoes I bought will work. And the clothes I ordered online will arrive.
They're going to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to be amazing. But the book has gotten a lot of accolades recently.
Yes.
So we're going to let you humble brag a little bit and tell us about it.
Well, it's an Indie Next pick.
Yes.
For May. And that means indie bookstores across the country got to pick. I don't even know how many books are Indie Next picks, but they got to pick which books they wanted to highlight for the month. And Summers at the Saint we were really lucky that it got named to an Indie Next pick. And then we just found out last week that it is a Library Reads pick.
Yeah.
Which is so great because we love libraries so much.
And someone is in the Library Reads Hall of Fame.
I know. Yes, that was I think my third time in Library Reads. So,
and of course, it was Ron who told us all. Boom. Right.
Yeah. And so now my jersey's been retired. And the ticker
what number is your jersey?
My number. How do you not know that my number is 27?
I do.
Oh.
Always and forever, because my wedding anniversary is 27.
Oh. Okay.
So my jersey's been retired. I get a green jacket and a ticker tape parade on my block.
Awesome. We'll be there for it.
Anyway, it is a huge thing.
Go ahead.
For library. It's a huge thing. I'm so grateful to librarians who supported me since the beginning. And so it was a real thrill. And then Meg says I should talk about. I've had 3 great. They're book trade magazines. So Publishers Weekly was a starred review in
Which is
PW.
Really hard to
That's
achieve.
really hard to get.
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
So exciting. Yeah.
And Book List, very nice review in Book List, and also Library Journal. So very grateful for the advance. Nice stuff.
I just made a really weird face, but it was not at your review. It was because there was like a cat outside my door that like made a really loud screeching.
At least it wasn't a
I was
bug.
giving you side eye about your review.
Yes,
At least it wasn't a bug stinging you on the boob in the shower.
No, it wasn't.
None of us had that experience today. Just you.
Except you. Except you.
Yeah, and which
I think it's auspicious for book release. I think it's like
you know how you've been reading too many thrillers. When as soon as that happens, you start conjuring up a story
about how to kill someone with a bug in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
You can't. You're in the. I have a glass door shower stall.
The perfect crime.
Can't, the bug stings you. You go into anaphylactic shock. You fall on the floor, and then the murderer comes in and removes the bug.
You probably hit your head on the tile.
You would.
You could just say you fell because it was slippery.
That's
true.
It's true.
For all of you thriller writers out there, Mary Kay has just given you.
I don't know. I think you need to write that. You've always got a little murdery something going
That's
on.
right.
Yeah, you
I
got some murdering business
3 in a
going
row.
on.
Lisa Unger, Sarah Paretsky, and then I'm interviewing Ruth Ware. Friday.
Oh.
So my mind is even more twisted than normal.
You just gotta pick up another Karen Slaughter and
Oh yeah.
you'll be mad.
Well, we're really excited. I know we've all been traveling like a ton lately and we've been all over the
Except
place.
me.
I was going to talk a little bit about, but you're getting ready too. So you need to like savor your moments at home. But I feel like we're kind of running out of time. So I think it's okay with you guys. I'm just going to remind everyone, y'all got to come see us in Neptune Beach. And you definitely need to go see MKA on tour. It's going to be a great tour.
Sure.
Is your tour up on your website, Mary Kay?
My tour is we added three additional dates, and I think we've got those posted. Plus, I mean, the real reason to come is to meet Sean and marry him.
I know. That's
Obviously.
right. Yes.
Obviously. Because none of us can. So it's up to one of you.
Yes.
It's up to our
Out
community.
there.
It's like being in college where you set your friend up.
Yes. Sean says I do.
Well done. He said I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you see what he's doing on the?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Meg
Meg
said to end by reminding people about the 25%
yeah.
off on
yeah.
Yes.
If you are a member of Barnes and Noble's Premium Club, and you pre-order my book or Christie's, pre-order them, you get 25% off. And Kristen's paperback, I'm sorry,
Thank you.
you get 25% off the sticker price.
And if you're a premium member, you get an extra 10%.
The
I didn't
book
know
is
that.
The books are basically free.
They're giving the books away, is
more
what's
or
happening.
less.
They're basically free. Yes.
It would be silly not to order the books. So
It would be frivolous. It would be frivolous.
frivolous not to. Completely.
You can all take your huge tax refund and
Yes.
spend it on books.
Sure, we all
There
got
you
one
go.
of those.
When you said that, Salt made this like, I have the doors closed and he made this like groaning sound.
Like,
like,
taxes.
How I feel about
No.
taxes, you Salt. Yes,
oh my
I feel
gosh.
you.
All right.
What
Well,
a really fun night. Really fun night.
yeah. What a great show tonight. I just want to remind everybody one more time, not to like hard sell our Substack, but it's really good and we work really hard on it.
We
So-
do, we
Really
do.
hard.
And we've got a lot of great content coming up. I mean,
Yeah, we write a
planned
lot
several
of
months
original
ahead. Yep.
content for it.
Yep.
And truly, if you subscribe for nothing else, the Emily Henry interview is like completely worth it. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but God, it was funny.
Yeah.
And we have a good mix of free content and paid content. So
Yeah.
subscribe to the free newsletter. And then
Yep.
if you decide you like that, consider upgrading to the paid. But there's just lots of information there, lots of content, lots of behind the scenes stuff, I think.
And if you aren't subscribed to our free newsletter, we also talk every single week, like the four of us, we talk about what's going on and where we're going and what we're doing and what we're reading. And
what events we have, when we're going to be together, as in Cinco de Mayo in Neptune Beach.
I cannot wait to show you what you all will be wearing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember agreeing to something.
Oh, it's in the fine print in your contract.
Patty, you'll have had enough tequila that you won't
I know, right? It'll be Cinco de Mayo. Like after the margarita, she's going to give me like,
woo!
I know, like a sombrero or something. And
I can't wait. Okay, love you all. We love you all out there so much. Thank you for 4 fabulous, indescribable
life-changing years.
Yes.
It's been
Yes, thank you all so much.
life-changing. I think we need one more toast and then we'll go to bed.
okay.
I'm going to dinner. I'm going to Thomas.
Dinner.
Thomas fixing dinner.
Cheers,
He's fixing me
guys.
something.
Happy
night.
Fourth.
Oh, stop. Okay.
Good night, you guys.
Night,
Bye.
everybody.
you
Happy
guys.
4 years.
Happy 4 years.
Thank you for tuning in. You can join us every week on Facebook or YouTube, where our live show airs on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Instagram. We're so glad you're here.